Welcome to Ruger Tech Tips. We're going to look at the Ruger pistol caliber carbine, go through complete disassembly and reassembly for cleaning, maintenance, that type of thing. Before I begin, I want to make sure that the rifle and magazines are completely unloaded. So I'm going to pull my charging handle to the rear and engage my bolt lock that bolt to the rear, and I'm going to check my chamber to make sure that's empty. And any and all magazines, make sure there's no ammo in the gun, in the magazines, or in your work area. Now, the tools you'll need to do this, very simple. I'm just going to use a soft-faced hammer. You will need a torque wrench, 5/32 Allen wrench to disassemble this, just a small punch. I'm going to use just a tray to put the smaller parts in, and of course, a good pair of safety glasses. So to begin with, I want to remove this is a takedown, so I want to remove my barrel assembly. So I'm just going to pull my takedown lever forward, give my barrel assembly a twist, pull it forward, and separate the barrel assembly. I'm going to take my fore end off. Again, this is the 5/32. You're going to unscrew that, loosen that screw up. Now the screw is going to come loose, but it's not going to come completely out. It's retained in the fore end, so you can't lose the screw. So there's my barrel and fore end. In order to take my receiver assembly, separate it from the stock, I need to take my charging handle off. You're going to need to close the bolt, let that go forward. And again, it's another 5/32 Allen screw. And I'm just going to set that to one side. There's two screws on the bottom that retain the receiver into the stock. So I'm just going to loosen these. You'll feel them. Once they loosen up, they stay inside the stock. Then you can just separate these two. And I'm just going to set the stock assembly to one side. We have two pins that hold our trigger group in, very similar to the 1022, almost identical type setup. I'm just going to push those two pins straight on through. They are identical, you can't mix those up, does not matter. That gets the trigger group assembly out of there. From there, inside I have my bolt assembly. There is a charging handle and kind of a hard rubber stop at the back. So if I just lift that to the rear, I can just grab a hold of that, pick that up to the back, and then I can kind of angle this whole assembly up and out. My receiver is separate, and the bolt top with the charging handle on it, that comes completely out. It just slides to the rear. On the side of the bolt assembly, I have the extractor, which there's a fairly strong spring behind that, and there's a pin that goes down through and holds that to the center. The two pins in the front, we're going to deal with those in a second. It's a smaller diameter pin back here. So I'm just going to hold my extractor in, and from the bottom I can push through with a punch. The pin will come out, then I can get my extractor and the spring will come out. So I get the extractor, the spring, and the retainer pin inside there. There's two pins here that hold this bolt face assembly in place. Very simple. I just compress that to the rear while holding it upside down, and those two pins will fall right out. I can pull this whole face forward, that comes out, set that to one side. That exposes your firing pin and firing pin spring. I can take those out. There's a dead blow weight in the inside of our bolt assembly, because this is a blowback, that's where our weight needs to be. Once the firing pin is out, that will come out as well. So that is everything. Congratulations, you've completely disassembled your Ruger pistol caliber carbine. Thanks for watching this Ruger Tech Tip.